Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Warrior Code International. Today I would like to speak about Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. What is my opinion, what is my prediction on the fight? I will give you my prediction, but before that I would like to focus on their first fight, the fight which took place about 6 months ago. It was a very close, a very competitive fight, and if I were to analyze that particular fight, I would say that Magomed Ankalaev was extremely effective with the front kicks, with the tip kicks, with the push kicks, with the kicks to the body, you can call them. Call them what you want, they were very effective. Even there was one situation when Ankalaev threw that push kick and actually pushed Pereira about 2 meters back. So very powerful front kicks. In addition to that, a very beautiful left hands landing throughout the fight. For example, the left straight, the left overhand, the left hook. Ankalaev did have a lot of success with these shots, and he's a southpaw, so this is his powerful hand. What I truly appreciated in the way he was throwing these shots was that he was moving his head out of the center line, off the center line. So for example, he would throw a left straight and his head would not remain here. It would be like this. Or he would throw a left overhand, he would be like here. Or he would throw a left hook, but he would be here. So very good head movement, moving the head off the center line and staying safe in that way. So very beautiful left hands, very beautiful push kicks, very successful in the clinch. So Ankalaev did try to take Pereira down, did not really have success with that, but in those clinch situations at the cage, he was landing some very beautiful left knees, some very good uppercuts with the right hand, some beautiful short left hooks. So he was successful in the clinch and did land some beautiful dirty boxing shots. In addition to that, he was advancing forward throughout the whole fight, putting a lot of pressure on Pereira. And Pereira is a worse fighter when he fights walking backwards. So if you want to make the fight difficult for Pereira, you need to put pressure on him, because on the back foot he's less effective and less sharp, and that's exactly what Ankalaev did in that fight. He did land some beautiful inside low kicks, not too many of them, but still he did land some of them, and they were well placed. If I were to look at Alex Pereira was very effective in the first round. A high number of calf kicks landing in that particular round, and in general throughout the whole fight, Pereira was very effective with the calf kicks. With the left calf kick, he throws it in a very subtle way, but it's very sharp, very painful, very debilitating for the opponent. And Pereira is a master of the calf kicks, so very beautiful calf kicks. He was landing them throughout the whole fight. In addition to that, Pereira did have a lot of success managing the distance. You could see that he was always keeping the left hand here, and by keeping the left hand here, he was measuring the distance, measuring where he could punch you without you punching him. He's a master of that. It's very difficult to get on the inside of Pereira. It's very difficult to pass that lead left hand, because it's Pereira's distance management weapon, and he places it very well. But yeah, proper distance management from Pereira, beautiful calf kicks, some heavy shots landing also on his side. I also liked one particular situation where Pereira threw a calf kick to distract Ankalaev, and then he threw a high kick. So a wide variety of kicks, not as many as usual, but still Pereira was unpredictable in certain situations. When I was watching the fight live back in March, I believe it was that it took place, I actually thought that Ankalaev won. I was actually convinced that Ankalaev clearly won the fight, 3 rounds to 2. It was close, it was competitive, but I thought that Ankalaev did enough to win. Yesterday, I rewatched the fight once again, and after watching it in a very emotionless, objective manner, I would say that Pereira was the one who should have won the fight. I believe that it was 2-2 leading up to the 5th round, and in the 5th round, Pereira was the more active fighter who landed the better shots. So I think that Pereira should have won the 5th round, and by doing that, win the fight. He should have won the fight. If we look at that 5th round, Pereira was better on the feet, but then Ankalaev, somewhere around 2 minutes before the end of the fight, Ankalaev clinched with Pereira and also took his back for a little bit, landed some shots in the clinch, but in general, he did not really cause a lot of damage in these situations. And what I forgot to mention was Pereira's takedown defense was absolutely impeccable throughout the fight. I was beyond impressed by Pereira's ability to stop the takedowns, by Pereira's ability to stay safe in these clinch situations, by Pereira's ability not to panic, because many people would have panicked when they were if they were to wrestle against such a high-level wrestler like Ankalaev. But Pereira did not panic. He stayed very calm in these situations, a very good takedown defense, very good feeling, very good sense of defending the takedowns, and very, very impressive on the side of Pereira, excuse me. So a very close and competitive fight. Now in this rematch, I believe that what Pereira needs to do is he needs to be aware of the takedowns, of the takedown threat, but he should give Ankalaev less respect in terms of the takedowns, and he should walk forward more, because Pereira is way more dangerous when he walks forward. And we saw in that first fight he was walking too much backwards, which made him less sharp, less dangerous. So he needs to walk forward if he wants to be a bigger threat. Of course, Ankalaev will try to take him down, but if Pereira gives Ankalaev less respect in terms of the takedowns and he pushes forward and puts the pressure on him, I believe that it will be a difficult night for Ankalaev. And Ankalaev is a phenomenal striker. He's a very technical southpaw, also very good distance management, no unnecessary shots being thrown, but still I believe that Pereira will have the edge on the feet. And if Pereira walks forward, Ankalaev will be forced to jump for the takedown. But if Ankalaev jumps for the takedown, he can get caught by a knee or another shot, of course. So I personally think that Pereira, if he fights the correct way and walks forward, will make it difficult for Ankalaev. And I'm saying that with all due respect to Ankalaev, who is a very brave man, a phenomenal fighter, extremely technical in all areas of the game, a very complete mixed martial artist. But I think if Pereira puts the pressure, he can hurt him, and if he hurts him, he can also finish him. So that's my opinion on the fight. I think that Ankalaev will have to wrestle. The key to victory is wrestling. I believe that Ankalaev will have to take him down in this particular fight. I believe that if Ankalaev does not take him down, he will have a difficult night. Once again, I'm saying this with all due respect to Ankalaev. I also saw their backstage interaction, which was very, very interesting. And what I noticed was that Ankalaev did not have any fear. He had no fear. He was actually provocative. He was actually willing to fight right there and then, which shows you that that man has no fear. Ankalaev is a man who does not know the emotion of fear. I remember when he fought against Jon Cutelaba, and Cutelaba comes across as an intimidating guy, but that didn't work. That didn't work at all with Ankalaev, who actually even reversed him. You know, if you remember the beginning of the fight, before the fight, in the cage, Jon Cutelaba walked forward trying to intimidate Ankalaev, and Ankalaev just tripped him. He reversed him. So a very calm guy, a very brave man, a very confident man, very masculine man, really, really tough guy Ankalaev is. And in that interaction with Pereira, I saw he had no fear. He was willing to fight there and then. And yeah, the guy is very, very tough. Pereira was also very calm. He remained calm throughout the situation, although he was being provoked a little bit. I'm sure that Pereira was full of adrenaline on the inside. I'm sure that he was prepared to fight, because people who have been in such situations know that there is that internal pressure, that adrenaline going through your veins. So I can imagine that Pereira was experiencing that, but still he remained calm, he remained chama, he remained composed. And the moment Glover Teixeira walked in the room, the whole aura changed, because Glover is a very respected individual in the MMA world, and you could see that once he was in there, the whole vibe changed, and eventually Ankalaev left. And then Jamal Hill entered the room a bit later, on top of everything that had already happened. Jamal Hill, a former opponent of Pereira, walked inside the room, but he was very friendly, very polite, he was a sportsman, so nothing happened. He greeted Pereira, and that was that. But very interesting interaction, and I saw that both men, Pereira and Ankalaev, were ready to fight. So there is no fear on any of these sides, and this will be a war, I'm sure of that. I don't think it will go 5 rounds. I do think that it will be a finish. I think this fight will not be as tactical and as much full of thinking and observing as the previous one. And I thought that the previous one was very interesting. It was a chess match, but I think here it will be a shorter fight. It will be a finish. I believe that Ankalaev, if he takes down Pereira, he will have a lot of success. But if he does not do that, I believe that Pereira will have the edge on the feet, especially if Pereira walks forward. So I'm very curious to see how the fight plays out. Make sure to follow Workout International. I truly need your support. As you know, I've only got 2 months together, 1,000 subscribers. So your support means the world. Follow Workout International. Follow my journey. Sky's the limit for you, for me, and for Workout International. Let's go. Oos.